and I won. Fair and square. Ism, I say thank you for your contribution to my victory. I couldn't have done it without some structural support as not describable in a flyover. In His Excellency, I see a man of principle. He took a principled stand that the presidency must return to South. And he has the courage to stand by his conviction, not minding whose ox is wrong. He is indeed a man of great integrity. He did not choose to serve his own interest, not about him. Rather, the interest of the nation. He promoted unity. He promoted fairness. He championed justice. Thank you. There was so much gossip and speculation. But you stood your ground. I find the construction of this flyover and my invitation to this project, to commission this project today, is another way of building bridges. We cannot be overstated the need for Nigeria. It is on the strength of your character that I stand to fulfill the promise I made during the campaign. I'm happy that we have been able to establish a relationship. I will leave Sanwo-Olu to give you back your banter and response. I am the president-elect. Your president. We know. I say you go win the It is a great honor and moment for me. I see all the preparation, the declaration of the public holiday, the banners on poles, the signs all over. I am a very happy man. We have some more remarks to make. Eventually. Seyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State. Let me congratulate you on making a followership and partnership with his Wike. The
Okay, fine. Let me save you the rest. Okay. I know it's sometimes traumatic. Sometimes you first start, usually to start with laughter. No, hang on. Whenever Kolu pops up on the screen, the first thing that popped up was that, oh, you know what I mean? Like, then when you start talking, you just be like, oh, shh. Then at a point, then you begin to kind of, they will I mean, whatever he's saying will start sounding funny, like a joker, like a clown. You know what I mean? Hang on. Let me fix this one that is blinking. Wait for me. Anyway, I have somebody I wanted to meet who met with Kolu. So I'm coming back to what I wanted to tell you.
Thank you very much. So I do what the having president. Thank you, sir.
Stay chairman.
Yes, sir.
Come and take pictures. You come here. Good. Good. You don't need to hear from you. Once you just look at us, you know what to do.
Very good. And
Did you get that? So we did what you taught us, like the normal way, and that's the candidate. Yes, sir, it's me. We grabbed it, we snatched it, and we run with it. I was like, well done. Anyway, I needed that for a little bit of a distraction so that I could fix something blinking on that screen. I think I have fixed that already. You see, let me tell you something. I know it's boring when you listen to that Kolu saying almost nothing inspiring, nothing. Normally, in a real place, so not like a Nigeria, when you have somebody who is the president-elect of a country, they are like an embodiment of new kind of hope and aspiration, motivation, something that gets everybody to feel like, okay, I think. For example, as it was in Rivers State, if Nigeria was a replay, so they would have given him the data that he can actually use in talking to the people who were paid to come and shout Jagaban, Jagaban, collect 500, 1,000 naira, disappear back into their poverty. Right? So you would expect, like, if it was like in America or if it was like here in the UK, and you have somebody who just won an election and it goes into goes into any part of the UK, for example, yeah, they would tell him if there were industries they were usually in that in that area that are no longer there. What is the number of unemployment? What is the number of out of school children? What is the state of their healthcare? What is the state of their infrastructure? And so many vital information that actually affects the people. And then his own team, they would have put together from their own manifesto whatever they plan to do for the people of Rivers State. And he would have used that opportunity to say, thank you for voting for me. I know they didn't vote for him, but I'm just saying, in a normal place, he would have been there and say, oh, thank you so much. All of you, the young people of Rivers State who are jobless, unemployed, in the basket or in that bracket of poverty. My government, in the next few days when we take office, we intend to revive this industry, revive that industry. We intend to bring back this, we intend to bring back that, to create in the first 3 months or in the first 100 days in office, to create at least an immediate 100,000 jobs from this part, something more specific. No, it doesn't mean that he's going to do it too. Sure, you get. Now, for somebody who listen to, who go, well, they never actually have that chance, even when they are doing their campaigns. It's all about, thank you. I know you love me. Do you love me? I will fulfill my promise to you. We must unite as a people. We unite to make our country great. Thank you very much, my friend, my very good brother that I respect so much. Thank you. And they say, hey, I won. Fair and square. Hey, Jagaba, you don't win, no winner. That's it. Here you get. It's unfortunate, but it is Nigeria. Because everybody will go there, say, no, even 1 year, anything when they talk. When they shall finish, pay them, and then work out. Anyway, that's the one that made the headline. Where Jagaban told Wike that I owe you nothing. You will need to lobby me if you want me to pay for the bridges you are building for your people, because they are for your people. You are the ones who are going to use these bridges, not federal government or anybody. So I owe you nothing. Now that has now been interpreted as call who don't tell with a Wike saying, oh, I'm anything. Baba, then hold themselves a lot. Oh. In the next few days, now then you go know. The moment you hear say with a Wike don't leave Nigeria, if you be like say a name no enter the cutoff mark, and it could just be like Tambua part 2 this time around, where a Wike no go get any power to fight anybody anymore. He go there on the run. Do you understand? That's one thing about power, especially in Nigeria, where you can use it the way you want and no consequences until somebody who has the power, when you don't have it anymore, comes after you. Then you begin to scream, political persecution, political persecution. Sure you get. So, Tinubu holds him. The question is he going to pay him according to how Wike have shown this over loyalty, the level of loyalty that is even giving the APC Egbekegbe members concern. That this kind thing. Be careful of Wike, is a betrayal. And as they say, if you sell your brother cheap, the buyer will never respect you. Sure you get. But in this case, where the Wike is promoting the Southern solidarity, while listen to this, while Wike and Tinubu were kind of entertaining themselves in Portharcourt, Apapa, Lamidi, Apapa, Babalawo, Babalawo Gbomino. Sorry, my Gbomino people, no insult. Sure you guys, I didn't mean it that way. Anyway, they were meeting in Bauchi. He called his own Labour Party neck meeting. You remember they've suspended him, Abi? And for those who know that Apapa is just a stooge of APC. So they met in Bauchi. This one is a very quick one before we go into the next one. And this was Apapa, Lamidi, Babalawo Apapa in Bauchi today to decide the fate of Obi, Dati, and so many other people who join Labour Party to fight APC. All of them in tribunal right now. So they were there today. In their own, I mean, they actually, is this a private jet? No, it's not a private jet. Is it? Who brought you here? Oh, thank you. Welcome, sir. Yeah. Who brought this man? Yeah, we brought him. I yeah. The leader. Yes. Thank you.
So God be the glory. The day has come. The day has come.
So they met in Bauchi today, and in their deliberation, the news said that the Apapa came out after that meeting in Bauchi today, and they said that they are forgiven Obi. We forgive Obi and Dati. Sorry, I didn't bother to read it, okay? It's just a snippet. I've had that video the moment they arrived in Bauchi this afternoon. But I was just like, what was that all about? Remember, their purpose was to what? Withdraw every case against any APC in any Nigerian court, tribunal, before the tribunal would even start. And this guy came from the blues, and he's got so much money that he's flying about, moving people. He's got his own lawyers. They've got judges. They are flying private jets, even though sometimes looks like Modwe. But nevertheless, from the blues just after the election. Before the election, this whole thing never existed. And then they said they want to withdraw Obi's case. Then they came back later to say, no, he's yet to withdraw any case. Baba, what did they worry you? The Babalawo Papa. So they have now come out today to say they have forgiven Obi. For what? That's what the obedient will ask. Abi Ababa is mad, innit? Abi, this Ababa is a madman. No, Ababa. He's saying don't forgive Obi. So now if we say there will be not too much wahala in the next 5 days, because their presidential election petition tribunal will be opening its door on the 8th of May this month, 5 days away, where they are going to start what is called pre-hearing. Now, pre-hearing is just going to be between the petitioner, the lawyers, the defendants, appellants, whatever. That's Tinubu and INEC. So everything you have been reading about their responses on social media, online, for those of you who have been following it too, if you want to see what is Obi's petition, is online. If you want to see what is Atifku's petition, is online. Detail by detail, everything. Here you get. With the statement that they have evidence of this, evidence of that, evidence of this. Here you get. The response of INEC to Obi is also online. Tinubu's lawyer response to Peter Obi's petition is also online. Same thing for Atiku as well. Tinubu's and INEC's responses to Atiku, they are online. So I don't want to bore you with them, because in the next few days, all of them go meet, put everything where they get together. Now, from pre-airing, it's going to be determined if they have enough evidence to take it to proper trial. Sorry, I think I made that up, Abi. Anyway, pre-airing is just to do the mommy, know me, I know you. Here you get. So that they will then agree on another day. Oh, no, they won't agree. Tribunal will pick another day, which will then be the proper kickoff. Sorry, that thing is still blinking. I'll fix that. It's unfortunate sometimes, yeah. Anyway, pre-hearing. So that will happen next week, Monday. And when that happens on Monday, that will make it just 21 days to whether Kolu will be sworn in or not. So I'll put my wager on it will be sworn in. A lot of you have so much strong faith in so many things that I don't even know what some of you are. I mean, what the level of, I don't know what you are consulting or what have you. There are so many of you who have so much strong conviction. Nothing presently proves that's going to, like, anything is going to stop a call from being sworn in. Sure, you get a go swear for him on the 29th of May. Are you with me? But there are many of you who kind of feel like, no, I'll tell you this. Write it down. And I'm always writing it down. Sure, you get, but me, I kind of like to deal with what's within is physical. Some of you are spiritual, you get. And I know they try question spiritual. Sure, you get, but if I tell you, say, okay, Baba, I respect that too, but I know agree. You know me say, they insult you or they make you feel like, say, that deep thing where you know real. So let's just use the one we say now, physical, we say we see. Here you get. There are many of you are very strong. 4 eyes. You can wait and see. I say, of course, not there. But when we deal with what is physical, what we can see, Baba, you won't hear me? Now only if he die, they no go swear for him. The way they are desperate and the way they believe they have actually held on to everything, even if in day wish here, they go, even if they put up for inside pong pong, you know that pong pong at pan, pong pong, and they ask somebody to carry him, and you can see the video. Now, no be Tinubu they carry for it like this. What to do? I know if he walk, say no if he walk. Oh, they won't go do him swearing him. They will go swear for him. They will carry him to that good square. They go do him. If they have to do it inside the room, that's how desperate they are. So except all of you will be say, "Una get 4 eyes, 16 eyes." I know the question now. For me, how they deal with waiting the surface. So, tribunal will begin their pre-hearing on Monday, and they're going to pick another date that we don't even have a clue. And as it be so, while already done day, because the people the people that told him that told you to go to court, those will rig you, say may you go to court, and now you are beginning to see a lot of people who witnessed what happened in Nigeria, and they are beginning to tell you to accept whatever the court say. Here you get. Accept whatever the court say, or just let it go. Why can't you just say congratulations and let us move on and build this country together? Ask Tinubu for anything you want, he will give you. Just withdraw the case. All of these statements that are popping up, they are going to be more. And the moment call you, whatever they are going to do, swear for them. A lot of people will be saying they still they sound like they are normal right now. They will completely lose it. So all of these are the pointers to say the journey towards waiting go be should start on Monday. But for now, some people are not happy. The fact that Peter Obi keeps going from one TV station, studio, interview, here and there, speaking for the millions of his supporters, saying that he won the election and he is going to get his mandate back from the court. Something they told him to go and do, go to court. Now they feel like Peter Obi don't go too far now. Let's be honest, he don't go too far now. Yeah, somebody said that. Because Obi tried to, okay, you know something, right? To put the whole thing in context, there is a clip that actually has, have them both. It has them both. Somebody who is an APC, yeah, and then what Obi said when he was asked about what happened to him in London, right? Arise TV is the creditor now of this clip. For this, for the context of this chart, right? I want to play this, then I'll come back to it again. Where is it again? One sec.
Come to the throne of power at a time of unprecedented political and economic turbulence in Nigeria. But perhaps more significantly, the warning bells are ringing well beyond the matter of the economy and politics. Those bells are ringing out over the deep divisions and incredible splinters that have cleaved this country into parts. There are the followers of Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar and Rabiu Kwankwaso, all off on their own tangents. Then there are the supporters of Bola Tinubu himself. Then there are the ethnic, religious and regional cleavages. We've seen Mr. Tinubu to some extent define part of his purpose as being to unify. Well, coming on the heels of the divisions and the rupture that were sown before, during and after the elections which many believe were not free and fair, how will he unify Nigeria in a world in which everything is polarized and everybody is shouting at each other on social media? Can he be the man on a mission who will be capable of bringing everyone together? Will he prevail in bringing people into his orbit from across the yawning divide? Well, Nigerians will be watching to see what he brings to the table. And one man who has already made it clear that he is not on that table is the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi.
I've never visited him. I didn't. These are one of the things I'm telling you. They've turned the whole thing into a joke. So what it is now is, what are we going to do to crush this person? What are we going to do to label him this? If it is not to label him tribal bigot, religious bigot, if it's not sticking, maybe we'll find his family, maybe have a love child somewhere, maybe all sorts of things. Duplicated identity, everything. Because I've been to the UK about 3 times this year, this issue. So it's all about, let's go to Washington and announce to them that is treason, that is involved in this, involved in that. Charles, I did not visit anybody.
Well, for his reaction to that Peter Obi interview that has set social media alight, and a lot more around the upcoming inauguration and Mr. Tinubu's plans for Nigeria, I'm joined now in the studio by the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Felix Morka. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you
Lovely
so much.
to see you again.
Good to see you again.
I wonder how you react to Peter Obi's interview on this program yesterday. Are there parts of it or all of it that you'd like to respond to from the APC's point of view?
Well, if I had the opportunity, I'll respond to every part of that interview. Because to begin with, I think Mr. Obi thinks that this is all about him, but it's not. He thinks that people in the APC, and for that matter, in all of the nook and cranny of our political life, are all looking for him or looking about him to find something. That's not the case. People have moved on. For us in the APC, we had an election. The election has been long concluded. Campaigns are over. Political candidacy, candidacy for parties, it's long gone. It's closed. We've moved on. We have a president-elect who, hopefully, in a few days, will be inaugurated in accordance with our constitution. So I think that, Mr. B, personally, all of this period, I've hesitated really to really take issues with him directly. But I think that he's really crossing the line. Campaigns are over. He needs to just take a cheap pill and rest it. He has a case before the tribunal. He needs to allow his lawyers do their job now. Coming on the show to suggest that everybody in this country in APC are simply, even referred to his private life, people maybe going to look for some babies that he may have had. That's ridiculous. This is about the presidency of this country. This is serious matter. Peter B has been way too sanctimonious, I think, for someone who really voluntarily got involved in the political process and offered himself to compete for presidency. What did you expect? It's a serious business. People say it's even a murky business, but it is something of a serious business to produce the presidency of a country, any country. there's no country in the world where the competition for presidency is a walk in the park. It's heavy duty, engagement. Sometimes even, I don't want to use the words that were on TV, but people take this to the extreme sometimes. But I think that we've had this. Peter Obi did not win the election. The majority of people in this country voted either for the PDP or for the APC that won the election. Peter Obi came a distant third in the race. So this whole idea that he is the one who won the election that was taken from him, where does that come from? He didn't even come second. If he's claiming, to be the next in line from a third position, that's absolutely ridiculous. So I think he needs to just rest it. And I think he's made a political capital of really exploiting people's vulnerabilities. He did that with the young people. Peter Obi is, by any stretch of calculation, an integral member of Nigeria's political elites. He's a part and parcel of the political establishment. This guy was governor for 8 years in Anambra State.
Well, that could well be why he knows the political establishment enough to want to reform it.
No, see, if by that criterion you suggest that he knows the political system, a man like Asiwaju, I'm sure, knows 1,000,000 times more than he does, because he comes from a longer distance to this conversation than Peter Obi, does. So if anyone has any claim, it should actually be the likes of Asiwaju and the likes of Atiku Abubakar, not Peter Obi. But the point I'm making is that in 2019, this guy was the vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar. Now, assuming Atiku won that election, in this election of this season, Peter Obi would have been running for re-election and might have been re-elected, to serve. So when did all this, sainthood actually become?
Right.
Well, the point I'm making is that in that interview, he also referred to the point he made. He made statements about how if he was elected president or if he has the opportunity, he will begin to tackle poverty from the north. The same thing he's done with our young people, he's also doing with the north. There's poverty in Anambra State. While acting as governor, he did not eradicate poverty in Anambra State. There is still gaping poverty in that state. That's his own state. Why the north? Does poverty have a tribal identity, have tribal marks? Why is the poverty in the north more important to him than the one perhaps even in his own backyard?
Well, to be fair to him, and I'm not their spokesperson, but he's not here, so we have to kind of reflect accurately what he said. The point he was looking at the percentages of poverty in Nigeria, and the highest percentages in the north. That's why he used it as an example. And the second thing, that the point I wanted to make, was that he was on the program mostly to try and dispel some of the rumors that were swirling around him and the allegations that were made about him. He was saying, because he's got followers, he has a responsibility to the people who follow him. That's why he said that he was not in fact arrested in England, that he was not, he clarified certain points, because one of Mr. Tinubu's aides, it's all over social media, and a member of the APC mocked Obi over his alleged arrest, that he was treated like a common criminal, and requested that the UK should come and tell us what, the criminal things he had done. And so, in other words, and those were things that
I know it is always the gaslighting part, or them trying to deviate and all of that stuff. But I'm glad that the presenter was able to put the record straight. They're like, why is he trying to say he wants to help the North? Same thing he told the young people, trying to around and around. That's the establishment there. That he's trying to make himself a target. Like he's not even second. He's only trying to cash on the people's vulnerability. Just to dismiss him and the rest of that. Is the spokesperson for APC. You won't expect anything otherwise, would you? But for the sake of clarity, I am going to replay the charts that we had yesterday, just for the sake of clarity. And we're going to go back to Egypt, not Sudan, Egypt. You go see drama before we start taking calls tonight. Yeah, yesterday.
Do you see any links between your activities lately and any treasonable offences?
Charles is height of rascality. Height of rascality. That it was even announced in Washington. I committed a treasonable offense, and I'm in Onitsha. And my minister went to announce it in Washington. This is what I'm talking about. We're not talking about wasting governance here. People don't want to understand. The amount it costs Nigeria for him to go and announce that in Washington can fix, I can tell you, I've been in government, can build a block of 6 classrooms in a primary school. I'm sure if you go to his village, there's so many places where children don't even have desk or classroom to go to school. And instead of using that money to go and do it, he used that money to go to Washington to announce of treason of somebody who is in Onitsha. He doesn't need to do that. It is rascality of the highest order. These are the reason why we want a new Nigeria where things will work the way it works in other clime. From there he went to London, announcing the same thing. Well, I'm in Nigeria. He should have come to see me or invite me and said this is the offense. How did we get here?
Yeah, that's a good question, but I'm afraid it will remain a rhetorical question at the moment. Some of your followers, just moving on from that, who are known as obedience, have recently engaged in a sort of caustic exchange of words with Professor Wale Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, and he said that they simply don't accept any form of criticism. And I think it was around the time when he made the comments about fascism and your deputy, Yusuf Baba Dati Ahmed. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Charles Prof is a respected, revered personality in Nigeria and globally. And I've always respected him. And he's a dear father to me. And for me, I was very, very sad that there was such a change. Some of the obedience, I must tell you, or people they, mentioned that the obedience are not entirely people who are with us. The oppositions have also come into it and are using it at times.
You mean other opposition
Other
parties?
opposition parties.
Right.
But that is not to worry about. But I was very sad there was such a change between a respected father but you have to understand this. These young people are people who have been so deprived by supposedly a system that is supposed to care for them. They've been pushed to the wall. Even me, Charles, the way they even react when I say things. But I could see their pain. I could feel it. Because I live in the same system, Charles, that they are living in. I said it in Enugu 2 days ago. I said, listen, I lived in this town. I went to JL in Enugu as a student, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and paid 2,000.
So that's what they meant when they said he always kind of leveraging on the pains and the rage of the young people. Something that the APC has called a bluff of, because they could have some of those who can sing their praises by, the young people who are ready to even spill blood for them if they have to, just with little money. So why do they need Nigerian youth? So Obi is trying to be the friend of the Nigerian youth, Abi. Is he not a member of elite? Is he not a billionaire? How many people has he? You know, that kind of nonsense, big bats, which keeps APC in that bracket, in that high also of irresponsibility. Anyway, now the guy that was responding earlier, there's a short part I want to replay for you. The APC, Egbekegbe's spokesperson, Obi is going too far for trying to get the young people not to accept Kolu as the president selects. This part.
I think Mr. B thinks that this is all about him, but it's not. You know, he thinks that people in the APC, and for that matter, in all of the nook and cranny of our political life, are all looking for him or looking about him to find something. That's not the case. People have moved on. You know, for us in the APC, we had an election. The election has been long concluded. Campaigns are over. Political candidacy, candidacy for parties, it's long gone. It's closed. We've moved on. We have a president-elect who, hopefully, in a few days, will be inaugurated in accordance with our constitution. So I think that, Mr. B, personally, all of this period, I've hesitated really to really take issues with him directly. But I think that he's really crossing the line. Campaigns are over. He needs to just take a cheap pill and rest it. He has a case before the tribunal. He needs to allow his lawyers do their job now. Coming on the show to suggest that everybody in this country in APC are simply, even referred to his private life, people maybe going to look for some babies that he may have had. That's ridiculous. This is about the presidency of this country. This is serious matter. Peter B has been way too sanctimonious, I think, for someone who really voluntarily got involved.
Did you hear that word, crossing the line? That's the word I wanted to pick. Crossing the line. So it won't take long in their own warped mind, because according to them, and I've said that many times, that what they are saying is Obi. They are pretending that they are not seeing the obedient. Obi himself said, even me, the way they react when I say something is, Obi is referring to the obedient, that even he, Obi, if he says something, if he knows say and clearer, that even me, the way they respond to things that I say, and I understand them. Now you see these guys, this paid arc. That's why I said, when Nigeria go explode, it's not going to be because Mayegun they do YouTube video. No. It's not going to be because anybody is anywhere wishing and hoping that it happened now. No, not just that. It's just going to be like opportunity meets, preparation meets opportunity, kind of. Sure, you get. The people that will break Nigeria into pieces, there are no other people than the greedy, selfish, self-centered elites led by the political class. Their greed will collapse Nigeria. And their greed will eventually run them out of Nigeria. Their greed will break Nigeria. Yours is just to think of how long is it going to be? Because some of these guys, they have the experience of the military dictatorship, where they were pretending to be journalists at the time. We didn't know they were actually like a junk journalist, paid hack writers. But we thought they were journalists fighting for democracy. Sure, you remember? You remember Omasha, yeah? And others like that. So, some of them are still living in that past. They continue to tell themselves that because Peter Obi was one of them, part of the establishment, therefore, he is not as clean as he thinks he is. He wants to be thinking that he's sanctimonious, like making himself sanctimonious as somebody who is like better and is like the saint, and he is not. Because what they are seeing is the figure of Nigeria typical politicians. I think that's what they are saying in that Obi. They know that the reason why they feel like he's not in control of his followers is because his followers are the angry Nigerians who he claimed that they were running through him. The people they rigged out of their election, the person they rigged is not Obi. You rigged millions of all these Nigerians who paid their money, mobilize themselves, sensitize themselves to go and get your poverty, what do you call it? Poverty voters card. What do they call it? Poverty validation card. That's what she will record it. Poverty validation card. They use their money. You rig them out. Now you are now looking at Obi as somebody we won't cause wahala, ignoring. You know the obedient are your problem. They are the ones who doesn't give you any peace of mind. Every day you are calling Obi to appeal to them. You are calling Obi to control them. You are threatening and gaslighting them. You are even killing them. Sure you get. But every time you have a chance to be honest, you fail the establishment. They just go for him, pretending not to know those behind him. And those behind him are the ones they stole from. Now the ones where they scream everywhere you go to hear ole, drug addict, drug dealer, drug baron. Now so you go to see him anywhere where we see Tinubu for abroad. If he becomes your president, to us, they go swear for him. Anywhere where you see him for abroad, you go to hear people they shout ole, drug addict, drug baron. You're going to have to get used to all of that. I'm serious. You're going to have to get used to all of that. They just told us now that they've brought in Russians to come and protect him. Somebody said that Tinubu is going to be when they swear for him as your next president, yeah, he is going to be the most protected supposed president of a country in the world. You go see different, because they don't know where shocker if he come, where they go grab and say they don't arrest him. They take carry and come. We were in for example, let's say they take and go one country. Tinubu, after hiring on his own coke, decided to just wander about, demented anyway. And you know this kind of American CIA movie that they will be waiting to just say, oh yeah, what did they use that? There's a particular keyword. They'll say the subject. No, did they use subject? They say the subject is in sight. Yeah. Or the object, or be the package. The package is on the move. The package is on the move right now. He's on his way to the east corner of the room. Okay, yeah. Egu 2, Egu 3, grab him. Egu 4, oh yeah, inject him. Egu 5, oh yeah, guide his mouth. Egu 6, drive come, and all of that. Yeah, all of that, action. Over. You know that kind of thing where you see for CIA movie. In order for Kalu not to say they go Portugal, they go find them for CIA cell for Chicago. I'm just saying this. So you will be seeing more security. Oyinbo, you go see Oyinbo. Some of them representing different drug block. Because some drug dealer too go see more. One of us don't become president for Nigeria. Old man like that. Don't become, yeah. Maybe we should just carry him. They feel anybody. What I'm saying is that Kalu is going to be one of the most protected because he's going to always be a wanted criminal. President or no president, sure you get. Now you go to see Oyinbo self the guy. You go to say, professional American. No. Now hired bodyguard. The way the team be, they say Kalu. Somehow, he no to trust all this security where they provide all this security detail and all of them. So by the time he take they swear for him to keep himself safe. If they see foreign or private guard and all that. Sorry, I think I'm beginning to make you feel like, what is it going to be like when Kalu become your president? Okay, sorry. Because some people believe that it will never be. And I'm holding on to their faith. Okay, say no go be. May no come to be like, say, see, Mayegun is already talking as if to say, our shege don't arrive. Nothing where we go do. No, I didn't say that. I said, let's use today's parameter. Today's weather, if you check weather now, say today's weather says this is what's going to be. Some of you will be like, Mayegun, weather they change. So I believe you. Anyway, they said that some Russians have now arrived there in Nigeria, Whether not rumor, whether not be rumor, we don't know. But you know, say anything where you hear, anything you heard about these guys, trust me, some of them they start like rumor, then they will become real,